Your friendly neighborhood YouTuber is rated PG-13. Parental advisory, explicit content, viewer discretion is advised. We're gonna party like it's 1999. Hey, what's up everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, guys. Okay, we are back here again with another Spawn review. Okay, now, as you guys can see in front of you, we have Spawn Series 1. So, what we're going to do today, guys, is we're going to do a countdown of the top 10 Spawn figures from the 90s. Okay, from the 90s, specifically from the 90s. I just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. If you guys had an awesome New Year, Happy New Year. And one of the main reasons why I'm going to do this countdown, it's kind of a unique countdown, and a lot of you guys, you know, who watch my channel for a lot of the Spawn reviews. I still do a lot of Spawn reviews. And I figure, you know, I would do a countdown of the top 10 figures, Spawn figures from the 90s, being that it's 2020. So that means the 90s was 20 years ago. Can you believe that shit? 20 years ago, guys. Man, that's freaking insane. So what we're going to do here is, guys, I'm showing you Series 1. Now, before we start this countdown, I want to let you guys know that Series 1 is not going to be included in this countdown because Series 1 is just classic, man. If I were to do a countdown, all these figures would be in your top 10. So I wanted to mix it up, and I didn't want to include any of the Series 1 figures. And also, I didn't really want to include any of the movie figures as well because, you know, some of the movie figures are really nice and they have a slight advantage. So I just really wanted to focus on the top 10 figures of Spawn from the 90s. Alright, guys, so here is your honorable mentions, I guess. Like I said, I can't include these figures because, like I said, they would be in the top 10 easily, man, because they're some of the first figures ever. This is the first wave. This is Series 1. This is the one that started it all back in 94. So we're going to take a look at my pick. It's the top 10 figures, Spawn figures of the 90s, and these are just my personal choices. And if there's some figures that I don't pick that you guys think should be in the countdown, do some research first before you say, oh wait, he's supposed to be in the countdown. That figure is probably from the 2000s. Okay, so this countdown is not going to include any Spawn figures from 2000 and beyond. Alright, guys, so let's go ahead and get this countdown started. I hope you guys enjoy this. Okay, guys, here we are. Alright, let's start this countdown at number 10. Number 10 is a figure that you might have heard of, maybe that you might have seen, maybe you might even own. It is of Ramos. Ramos is from the Curse of the Spawn series. I do believe he came out in 98. Now, heads up, guys, this is weird how this countdown has turned out. If you guys saw the beginning of the video, I'm going to have figures. I disqualified Series 1 because Series 1 is just too classic. And also, I excluded the movie series as well. Now, most of these figures that you guys are going to see are actually from 98 and 99. I didn't plan it that way. It just kind of happened. So, which is crazy because I think in the 90s, I think 98 and 99 was some of the best years for Spawn figures. And then it went over to 2000, and then that's when you got more awesome, more detailed Spawn figures. Now, speaking of detailed, this guy is freaking awesome, man. The detail in this Ramos is awesome, man. The skin texture, the guts, everything with this figure is awesome, man. The snakes, I have a couple of snakes missing from the background because of his back, because they have a hard time staying in there. So I was thinking about gluing them in. I do have the snakes somewhere in my drawer, but they just keep popping out. That's one thing that sucks about this figure, is that they just pop out all the freaking time, dude. Awesome figure to have in your collection. If you guys don't have this figure, I highly recommend Ramos. And like I said, the detail is just breathtaking on this figure. He's one of a kind. He'll stand out in your collection. So there was Ramos at number 10. And I'm going to try to make this countdown as quick as possible, guys. Okay, another figure that is a true classic, a true masterpiece, is of Heap. Heap! The detail on this guy is just amazing and breathtaking and awesome. If you guys haven't seen any reviews of these figures, I have all individual reviews on my channel if you guys want to see a more in-depth review of these figures. But this Heap is classic. It came out in '98. I can't remember what series it was a part of, but this is one of the most highly detailed, disgusting, repulsive figures McFarlane has ever made, and that's why he stands at number 8. Okay, so here is one of the few figures from the Dark Ages that actually made it onto my countdown. It is of the I forget his name. The Dark Knight. That's what he is. It the Black Knight? Excuse me, the Black Knight. Awesome figure. He does come with a helmet. There's an alternate version of him as well. My only gripe with this figure, and with a lot of Spawn collectors out there, is being that these figures are very old, they're very fragile. So as you guys can see, I'm trying to get his arm to move so you can see the detail of him. And what I mean by fragile, most of these Black Knights, their torsos broke in half, guys. And so this guy is glued, as well as with my other variant as well, broke in half. So yeah, that's one thing that sucks about this figure right here, guys, is that they break very easily. So the torsos break in half. It's a very awesome figure, very highly detailed figure. I highly recommend this piece right here. It's an awesome figure from the Dark Ages. I suggest picking it up. Okay, guys, coming in at number 7, we have the Desiccator. Desiccator is an awesome figure, highly detailed, amazing figure, and it is from, I do believe, 98 or 99. It is from the Curse of the Spawn series. He was in the big deluxe box. Very awesome figure. This was actually one of my first reviews I ever did on my YouTube channel. So if you guys can find that somewhere in my archives, I suggest don't watch it, because it's pretty horrible. It actually was a double review of Desiccator and Overkill, the big Overkill. But here is the Desiccator at number 7. Number 6 is going to be of Future Spawn. Horrible figure, dude. But it's horrible and awesome and epic in every way. It's a very frail figure. I feel like it's going to break every second I touch it. But that's with every Spawn figure. You know, you get every Spawn figure is frail and feels like you're going to break it. So awesome detail, guys. If you didn't see a review of this Future Spawn, I suggest go picking it up, or checking it out and then picking it up. Definitely a very overlooked Spawn figure. Definitely one of my favorites in my collection. And he just stands out. You know, if you guys are getting the theme of this countdown is all these figures stand out in your collection. So that's one of the reasons why Future Spawn is at number, what did I say, number 6? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So Future Spawn is at number 6, guys. Alright, number 5, we have Cyber Spawn. Awesome, awesome figure. A very, very overlooked figure from 98 from the, I believe, Techno Spawn series. I love this figure. I think it's highly detailed. It's unique. It's one of a kind. It's a weird series because it blends techno, like mechanical, technical stuff in with like animal creatures, which I find unique because if you look at this guy, he's just kind of like a techno, cybernetic, you know, machine right here, cyborg, whatever you want to call it. Then on the back, he has a tail, which I think is hilarious. So yeah, we have Techno Spawn, or excuse me, Cyber Spawn. Cyber Spawn at number 5, a very, very overlooked figure. I suggest picking him up. The only gripe I had with this figure, he has such a small torso. It's bendable, it rotates, but it's just, I guess that's the point of having the small waist, is that you can turn him and he has kind of like a flex waist on him. So a very awesome figure. He definitely is going to stand out in your collection. The detail on him, as you guys can see, is pretty awesome. The cords, the blood, the cable running through is a really, really awesome touch. So there is Cyber Spawn at number 5. Number 4 is going to be of Spawn 4, I believe it is, or I lose count, guys. But it's of this Spawn right here. It's the unmasked version. Of course, there's a masked version, which I have in package unopened because I don't want to open him simply because I already have the figure unopened and on display. So I figure I keep the masked version in package. Or maybe I think this is Spawn 6. I'm not really for sure. I lose track. It's hard to keep track of all the damn Spawn figures. If you guys know, leave it in the comments. But a very highly detailed Spawn figure. Probably one of the best Spawn figures. Nice detail, nice paint apps. Articulation is not too bad for it being a McFarlane figure. Other than that, he's a really good Spawn figure, and he's definitely an eye catcher in your collection. So there was Spawn number whatever at number, and his guns. He doesn't hold his guns particularly well, so that's one gripe I have with this Spawn figure. Other than that, he's an awesome Spawn figure. So there is Spawn at number 4, I believe. All right, so we're gonna break into the top 3, guys. Top 3. Top 3 we have of this guy right here, which his name eludes me at the moment. It's like I said, it's hard to keep track of all these Spawn figures, man. I'm trying to think of his name at the moment. I can't really think of it. It's not coming to me. Okay, I had to Google that. Alright, Reanimated Spawn. As many times as I said this name, as many times as I looked at this figure and said his name, it just completely, my mind just completely went blank. And I would never have thought of it during this review, so I had to Google that son of a bitch. Because, yeah, the name didn't come to me at all, dude. Awesome figure, one of my favorite Spawn figures in my entire collection. The detail on this guy is just immaculate. There's nothing quite like him, man. Nothing quite like him. The back, the side, this right here, his cybernetic, I have no idea what the hell this is. Cocoon, whatever you want to call it, his wings. If you guys know, let me know, because I've always wondered what the hell this thing was on his back. Of course, it folds down. It like folding him into like a cocoon, so I'm thinking maybe it's a cocoon. I don't know till this day. Awesome, awesome figure. The detail, the zombie-like, the skeleton face, zombie-like appearance, the alien-like appearance. There's a lot of stuff going on with this figure, man, and he's just an awesome, awesome, epic figure. And also, he does come with a skull, too. Not a skull, but a hand which or a head right here that he holds in his hand right there, which adds a nice little touch to this Spawn figure. Like, so if I can get in, he's a hard time holding it. As you know, a lot of these Spawn figures have a hard time holding their accessories. So there was, let's see how long it stays. There you go. I think that's a new record. There's Reanimated Spawn at number 3. All right, guys, let's get to number 2. I think you guys know where I'm going with this one. Number 2, one of my favorite figures in my entire collection, regardless of Spawn figures. He's an awesome figure. We have Cy-Gor. Cy-Gor, man. Cy-Gor. Cy-Gor 2 to be specific. Awesome, awesome piece. How can you not want a cybernetic gorilla in your collection? Even if you don't collect Spawn figures. I mean, he doesn't even look like a Spawn figure. He just looks like somebody did an experiment on King Kong. Awesome piece, guys. One of the best figures from McFarlane. One of the best figures from the Spawn series, regardless of what year, regardless of what series this figure came out in. He's an awesome, awesome piece. Highly, highly detailed. One of my favorite pieces in my collection. I think I said that already. His chest plate does remove right here. And then he has a cybernetic chimp in there where he's at. I think he's on vacation, being that it's the new year. Awesome piece. I highly, highly recommend this piece. Even if you guys are not Spawn collectors, he's an awesome piece to have in your collection if you guys are toy collectors. And one thing about this guy is, when you look at him, he still looks brand new today. He doesn't look dated at all. He looks like he could be released today. Like if Marvel Legends decides to release a figure like this, he'd be the top 10, probably number 1 on your top 10 Marvel Legends of the year. So that's how awesome this figure is. I guarantee that shit. Awesome figure. I highly, highly recommend this piece. And it's one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best toys ever made. Alright, guys, let's get to number 1. I think you guys already know where I'm going with number 1. Number 1 is the classic. And this has a timeless look, so you know it's never going to get old. Of Mandarin Spawn. Yeah, I think you guys saw that one coming. If you guys are Spawn collectors, then you probably already saw this coming. If you're wondering, this Spawn, this guy right here was from Series 12. He's from, I think, 1998. This Mandarin Spawn, I do believe, is a 98, 99 figure. It usually says at the bottom right here. Yeah, 99. So he came out in 1999, so the end of that decade, the end of starting 2000. So he just made it in. Like I said, all these figures that you guys see are actually from 98 and 99. It wasn't planned that way. It just so happens that McFarlane made some of his best figures from 98 and 99, with the exception of this guy, which I think he came out in 96 or 97. But it was a really good time for McFarlane because you can see the transition happening, you know, him going from, you know, the Series 1, which is a classic series, and then, you know, 94, then gradually getting better. And this was the time when McFarlane was getting better sculpt-wise. The figures were getting more and more detailed. So this series, these figures that you see right here in front of you, a lot of Series 12 and 13 and 11, you know, was that stepping stone to where McFarlane later took it, you know what I mean? And he outdid himself with this Mandarin Spawn right here. One of the best detailed Spawn figures from the 90s. I don't think there's a better Spawn figure from the 90s other than this guy right here. He still holds up. He's still a great piece right here. And he's missing the tusk right here. Right here, which never seems to stay in. It goes into his shoulder like so. What's the purpose of the tusk? I have no idea, but it goes into his shoulder like so. And it has a hard time staying in there. It has a hard time being pegged in there. But the overall detail of this figure is just immaculate. If you guys didn't see a review of that of this Mandarin Spawn. Please check it out. Awesome, awesome review. Swords, detail, awesome, awesome figure. It's a timeless, timeless figure. It stands out in your collection. In the Spawn collection, there's the tusk. In your Spawn collection, I guarantee, guys. So all these figures that I recommend to you guys are figures that stand out. So here's my little top 10, guys, of all the Spawn figures of the 90s. The best figures, in my opinion, my personal favorites from the 90s. So let me know what you guys think, excluding, like I said, the first series, Series 1, and the movie figures as well. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. What do you guys think of this top 10? Do you guys like it? Did I miss out any of the figures from the 90s? Don't tell me your favorite Spawn figure, because this is a top 10 Spawn figures of the 90s. Did I miss out any Spawn figures from the 90s, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did I get it right? What do you guys think of my countdown? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. And we'll go ahead and leave it at that. There's another countdown to add to my list, guys. I figure, yeah, it's a good time, being that it's 2020. It's the year 2020. And, yeah, 20 years ago, this is what started it all as far as toy collecting, man. And the detail still rivals some of the figures that come out today. So I figure it'd be a good time to take a look back at these figures. 20 years ago, celebrating 2020. This is New Year's Day 2020. Alright, guys, so there you guys have it. If you like this little review, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to receive more cool epic reviews like this. And I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next review. Bye!